Working on a Simplex steam locomotive, part 39. I show a simple way to create large holes in brass boiler cladding. This is a tutorial designed for anyone who does not have professional tooling, such as sheet metal punchers or similar. It is an easy and somewhat crude way to do the job, but it works. At this stage it's worth mentioning that the brass sheet I'm using is 0.4mm thick, so it's quite thin stuff, and here is an offcut that I'm going to use to experiment with my method. This is a very simple and old-fashioned method, but it's a skill worth learning, and over the years I've used it quite a lot for metal bashing. What I'm going to do is drill quite a lot of holes on the inside edge of the black lines, join the holes together, and then the centre part will fall out. The problem is this drill is a bit heavy for the job, so I'm going to remove the drill bit that I've just fitted to it and connect my flexible drive to the bench mounted drill. These flexible drive shafts from Proxon are very cheap indeed, and they really are good. A great addition to your collection of tooling. Now all I have to do is drill lots of holes, being very careful that the drill doesn't slip onto the outside edge of where the line is. You need to drill these holes very close together. It's a good idea to start the drilling inside the line which is nearest to yourself. And by doing that, if the drill bit starts to skate about on the brass, it will skate into the centre of the round ring. Just to get through it, this clip is speeded up because it takes a while. This drill bit is about 2mm and it's a new one, it's very sharp. To illustrate the point, in this part of the clip I'm breaking my rule, and as you can see the drill bit has skated about a little bit. These marks are very slight and nothing to worry about, but try not to do it. When all the holes are finished, I will be rubbing down the top surface of this brass sheet with a power sander to key it for the paint. This next bit looks a bit brutal, but it isn't. I'm just joining up the holes using the side of the drill. Very bad engineering practice, I know, and a far better way of doing this job would be to use a scroll saw or a hand fret saw, but I don't have either of those. This job initially looks horrible, but eventually you will see that it all makes sense. In a very short time I have a really neat hole in the piece of brass. And I use the term neat very loosely. It's a little bit on the rough side, but the next step should take care of that. This is a small grinder and it's a little bit on the fine side. I'm just showing you one option. It does eventually smooth out all the holes, but the metal's starting to get quite warm with this. I've already mentioned that I don't have a fret saw or a scroll saw, but I do have a set of these stepped hole cutters. And I would like to show you the finish that you get by using these. This particular cutter makes short work of making the hole exactly the right size, but when it's finished, have a look at it, it's a bit beaten up. And even after a few light taps with my copper-faced hammer, the marks are still there, it's fairly uneven. And that is why I do not use this type of hole cutter when I'm using very thin sheet brass. And also there is the possibility of the hole cutter grabbing. The cylindrical hole cutters may be better, but as I mentioned previously, I don't have any in the right size. After a lot of grinding and messing about, because this little grinder is not the ideal tool, you can see that the piece of brass fits quite well around the safety valve bush. Don't forget, you do need some clearance. Do not make everything a tight fit. This boiler moves about when it gets hot. In this clip I'm starting on the other one, but don't worry, I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I'm showing how easy it is for the drill to skate about and move away from you if you drill in this position. The drill always seems to move to the left, and as I mentioned earlier, it's best to drill on the other side. As the drill spirals out of control, you may still get some marks on the middle part, but that's not important because it's going. After having a quick test drill for the purposes of the video, I don't really need to do this, I've done it many times before. It's now time to work on the brass sheet, and I don't want to mess this up. I've cleaned the bench, turned the piece of wood over, and now it's time to do the job for real. When working with a large piece of brass sheet, there's a couple of things that are worth mentioning. Make sure you don't accidentally put your elbow on the end of it and bend it, and beware of the glare reflecting back from the lights in the workshop. It doesn't look too bad here, but after a while your eyes seem to get a bit tired and you can drill the holes in the wrong place. It's very easily done. I cannot show this sequence very well because my hand is in the way. You need 2 hands for this job to keep the drill in the right place, and if I had filmed the entire process it would look something like this. I kept stopping and starting the camera to capture these images when I wasn't actually doing anything. This clip shows all the holes drilled all of the way round, and it should be okay. Just like on the test, this part of the job is brutal. Using the side of the drill, I'm joining up the holes. Once the middle part fell out, then I had a hole suitable to fit over the steam dome bush. I gave it a quick clean up just so I could try it in place and make sure that it fitted. The hole is still a bit on the rough side. I'll show you very shortly how I got rid of that. The main thing is it's a very good tight fit on the dome bush at the moment. By far the best tool to use for cleaning up the inside edges of these holes is a drum sander fitted in my electric drill. This is a larger type, and then I also have the smaller ones and flapper wheels too. One of the flapper wheels that fits in the Proxon drill gave me a finished hole size for the safety valve bushes that was near perfect. The rest of the job was easier. To cut the 2 slots, I drilled around the curved part and used my bandsaw to cut the parallel parts out, followed by using small drum sanders to clean up the curved areas. And how long did this job take? Well, I would estimate about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. The final job, after cleaning around the holes using some emery cloth just to get rid of any burrs, was to use an orbital sander and give the sheet a really good sanding. I'm using 100 grit emery paper, which is fairly coarse, because I do need some quite good scratches to make sure that the paint sticks to the brass. Once I'd finished the sanding, the wrapper looked like this. Now it's time for a test fit on the boiler itself, and the fit is very good indeed. I'm quite pleased with this. And that concludes this episode. The hard part is in the next one, fitting the wrapper to the boiler. Stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.